Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to get into the words behind the music, specifically the 2000 album The Madding Crowd by 9 Days.
That's right. We've got the lyrics for all 12 tracks here. Thanks to Music Match.
Yep, everything from So Far Away to Wanna Be. And our goal really is to unpack the themes, the stories, the feelings woven into this album.
Kind of like a shortcut to the heart of it all. We've got Absolutely If I Am, End Up Alone, Sometimes, Bob Dylan, 257 Weeks, Bitter, Back to Me, Crazy, Revolve, the whole lot.
It's quite a collection. So let's jump right in. So Far Away, that first track, what really hits you first?
Well, those questions are pretty central, aren't they? If you leave, where will you go, and what did I do to you?
Yeah, they repeat. It feels like desperation or maybe confusion.
It could be. Or, maybe it's a bit rhetorical, like, is the speaker really clueless, or are they sort of avoiding their own part in it?
Interesting point. And then there's that line.
What you lose is what you know. Where you go is where you grow.
Right, that adds a whole other dimension. Like, okay, this hurts, but maybe there's growth in moving on.
Exactly. It complicates the simple regret, suggests something more complex is happening underneath the pain.
Okay, so moving from that uncertainty to something really dramatic. Absolutely. Story of a girl. That opening line. Wow.
Yeah, this is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. It's huge, isn't it? Pure hyperbole.
Totally. What does that kind of exaggeration tell us, do you think, about how the speaker sees her or feels?
Well, it immediately shows how much her sadness impacts him. It's like all-consuming. But then,
And the contrast.
right, while she looks so sad in photographs, I absolutely love her when she smiles.
So is he loving her or loving the idea of her being happy? Is he trying to fix her sadness?
That's the question, isn't it? And those bits about time passing, how many days disappear, it adds this feeling of frustration maybe, like things aren't changing or resolving.
Yeah, like they're stuck in this loop. Okay, let's look at If I Am, that image, standing on the ledge. It's powerful, very vulnerable.
Definitely. And the conflict is right there in the lyrics, repeating.
You mean that if I am another waste of everything you dreamed of, I will let you down?
Uh-huh. Followed almost immediately by, I will never leave you, I will not let you down.
So it's this deep insecurity clashing directly with this like fierce promise of loyalty.
Exactly. Where does that fear come from? Is it him? Is it stuff that's happened before? Or just that feeling of maybe not being good enough?
Yeah, that internal battle. Okay, next up. End up alone. It asks a pretty big, kind of bleak question straight up.
Why do we all end up alone?
Yeah.
It's quite a starting point.
And it explores it in interesting ways, doesn't it? Like the Rolling Stone idea.
Right. We gather no moss, just like a rolling stone. Suggests maybe a restlessness, not putting down roots. Avoiding connection, perhaps.
But then it contrasts that with the image of the rich person.
Oh yeah, the big white stretch parked right outside. But nobody there to share your ride.
That hits hard. Like success means nothing if you're alone.
It really gets at whether being alone is something we choose through our actions or if it's just inevitable, part of the deal.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit to sometimes. The main idea here seems almost like a paradox.
You mean, sometimes you gotta set free what you love
Yeah.
just to bring it back.
Exactly. What's the thinking behind that? Letting go to hold on.
Well, I think it speaks to trust, doesn't it? Like, real connection needs space. Trying to cling too tightly can actually push someone away.
So letting go is actually an act of faith in the connection.
Yeah, and faith in yourself too, maybe. There's that other line,
I can't expect you to respect me until I've learned to respect myself.
right? It connects the relationship's health directly to self-worth.
Yeah.
You need that solid foundation first. Sometimes that means stepping back a bit.
That makes a lot of sense. It reframes the whole idea. Now, Bob Dylan, obviously a tribute, but how does Dylan's spirit, I guess, how does that feel present in the song?
Well, the lyrics themselves echo a lot of Dylan-esque themes, Sticking with your art, he never won't stop.
Right, perseverance.
And finding meaning. Search for light out of the dark. That whole artistic struggle vibe.
And that line at the end, it's just like Bob Dylan says.
Yeah, it sort of stamps it with this borrowed authority. Like, these aren't just my thoughts. This is timeless wisdom, Dylan approved. Even the co-writing credit, whether accurate or symbolic, points to him as a major guidepost.
It's like using Dylan as a framework for understanding those themes. Okay, 257 weeks. This one feels like it's about people on different paths.
Definitely. You've got the person who feels stuck, waiting for a day that won't come.
compared to the speaker who says, I have found my feet 257 weeks.
Yeah, that specific number, 257 weeks, makes it feel very real. Like this isn't just a feeling, it's a measured divergence over time.
And that line, it's such a shame that I can't tell you anything. What's that about?
It sounds like the communication is totally broken down, doesn't it? The gaps become too wide, they're living in different realities now, and he can't even express his.
It's sad, that quiet drifting apart, which leads us nicely maybe into bitter. And wow, this one really doesn't hold back.
No kidding. Pulls no punches is an understatement.
Those accusations, you're indefinite, you're incompetent, inconsiderate, it's raw.
Totally raw. It's just pure venting, isn't it? Getting all that negativity out after a bad experience.
But it's not just anger, is it? There's that.
The independence. Don't flatter yourself, I will survive.
Yeah. It's like, you hurt me, but I'm moving on. I'll be okay.
Exactly. It's reclaiming power. Though that desire to wipe the years away shows just how deep the hurt went. You really feel the wish to erase it all.
A very cathartic, if painful, song. Okay, now shifting again with Back to Me. This feels like the flip side regret, wanting to fix things.
Yeah, total change in tone. That repeated plea, if you would just come back to me, I would be so good.
It shows some self-awareness, maybe. Admitting fault.
I think so. Lines like, so I misunderstood, a bit selfish I should be, that's acknowledging past mistakes.
And those little story bits, like carving names by the duck pond.
Yeah, those fragments of memory make the loss feel more concrete.
Yeah.
You know, they ground the regret in actual shared history. It makes the longing for another chance feel earned, almost.
Okay, so then crazy. This one feels more internal, like unspoken stuff after things have changed.
Definitely internal conflict, especially with that line, but the words inside my head are better left unsaid.
Right. What do you think those words are? Anger, longing, something else?
Could be anything, couldn't it? Maybe saying them would make things worse, or maybe he just can't bring himself to, he feels like he's going crazy.
Yeah, don't you know that I go crazy?
But at the same time, there's that, but you're on your own tonight.
Ah, so acknowledging the separation, accepting it, even if it hurts like hell inside.
Seems like it. That tension between the internal chaos and the external reality.
Okay, next we have revolve.
Yeah.
And the language here is intense.
Intense is the word. I want to crawl inside your womb. I will continue to revolve around your son. It's almost primal.
Yeah, very visceral imagery. What's it conveying? Total devotion, dependence.
It feels like complete dependence, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
this other person is literally the center of the speaker's universe, the source of everything.
Because you are the only one.
Exactly. There's no ambiguity there. It's all consuming. Whether you see that as romantic or maybe a little unhealthy, the intensity is undeniable.
For sure. Okay, and finally, we land on wannabe. This feels like longing again, but maybe with a hint of being let down.
Yeah, I get that too. Especially with lines like, you brought me here, you whet my taste, you disappear without a trace.
Right, like a promise was made or implied and then broken, leaving him wanting.
Exactly, and that core desire, because now I want to be where you sleep, where you laugh, where you breathe. It's about wanting that lost intimacy back.
That closeness, that shared space.
Yeah. It's a really strong sense of absence and yearning for what was or what he thought could be.
So looking back across all these tracks, this whole Madding Crowd album,
Yeah.
it really seems to explore relationships from all angles, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The good, the bad, the messy. Connection, disconnection, regret, hope, bitterness, devotion. It's all in there.
And the passage of time, how that changes things, internal struggles.
Which makes you think about the title, The Madding Crowd. Is that like the pressures from the outside world affecting these relationships?
Or is it more the crowd inside us, all those conflicting feelings and thoughts that make relationships so complicated?
Could be both, couldn't it? The external and internal chaos feeding each other.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we've really journeyed through a lot of emotional territory with 9 days here.
Definitely. Longing, regret, anger, resilience. It's a rich tapestry, lyrically speaking, a very human album.
So a final thought for you listening. When you hear the Madding Crowd, what does that phrase bring to mind now, having explored these lyrics?
Yeah, is it the noise of the world outside shaping these stories? Or is it really about that internal crowd, the whirlwind of emotions inside each person driving the narrative? Maybe giving the album another listen will help you decide for yourself.